Right, so welcome to See the Stories on the 3-hour news show on Honestly Today. Before we jump into our discussion today, I want to ask Ranga, have you, Ranga, bro, explored an Indonesian forest? We're not talking about hutan kota in Ancol, okay? But
I was thinking about that,
forest.
man. I was gonna get away with that answer, but maybe not. No, personally, no.
Personally, no.
Going into a wooded area, jungle area, yes, but not in a conservation type of that.
Even you've never been to Alas Roban, bro?
I think I might have when I was a kid. I just can't remember. It's just,
Right. So there are several, natural forests in
Yes.
Java, but not only in Java, in Kalimantan and Sumatra as
Right.
well. And speaking of natural forests, though, and wildlife, today, December the 4th, it is not a celebration of my birthday, nor is it your birthday, right? But we're going to be talking about World Wildlife Conservation Day.
Yes.
So what is World Wildlife Conservation Day? Let's have a look. So every December the 4th, Wildlife Conservation Day seeks to spread awareness on preserving and protecting the natural world and its inhabitants. Observance strives to put an end to wildlife crime and supporting the Endangered Species Act.
According to
Oh,
the
sorry. It was yours.
sorry. According to the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species, a staggering 41,000 species are currently at risk of extinction, comprising 28% of all assessed species. Notably, 27% of mammals, 41% of amphibians, 13% of birds, 21% of reptiles, 37% of sharks and rays, and 28% of crustaceans are under threat. Now, in commemoration of World Wildlife Conservation Day, we now have with us in the studio Kiara, co-founder and director, Rahayu Oktaviani, who will share her knowledge and experience in the conservation of Javan gibbons and the forest ecosystem. Hi, Ayu. Welcome to the studio. How are you?
Thank you.
I see this. You see this? Her necklace?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's
pretty.
representing
it's
really, really
Devon.
nicely.
Yes,
Yes.
it's one with the long arms.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All
Right.
I'm still struggling to differentiate Gibbon with chimpanzee and
All the
other
other guys,
apes.
right?
You have to explain it to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So it's really common for the people who doesn't know the difference between the gibbons and with the chimpanzee, gorilla, and bonobo, and so on. Because actually the gibbons, we call it as the small apes. So they are the cousins of the orangutan, chimpanzee, bonobo, or like the other species, and they don't have tails.
Oh,
So as you can see from this necklace,
No tails.
Yeah, yes, there's no tails.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to take a note on that for a little bit later. But before we go further, can you tell us now just a little bit the background of the Kiara Indonesia, when it was founded, and the work that you've done in the conservation?
Yeah, sure. So actually, as a nation, we love acronym, right? Yeah, and Kiara actually the acronym for the Konservasi Ekosistem Alam Nusantara is a non-profit organization that we developed to conserve the Javan gibbon and the forest as the habitat for this species. And well, we're still a baby because we just founded in September 2020. But if you're looking back at the history, actually the research program already has been started in 2007. It was started by the research project that conducted by the Ihwa Women's University from South Korea and collaborated with the IPB University from Indonesia. And then, it was started by the research project, but then I realized that to make the conservation have a bigger impact on the ground, research is not enough.
Right.
We have to develop different holistic approach and combine it with the local communities. So that's how Kiara established, and we developed 3 holistic approach from research, conservation education, and community engagement program.
Right. So talking about the species itself, right? We often heard about the conservation of Javanese rhinos, or Javan birds, or Javan tigers, for example, right? But me personally, I've never heard of Javan gibbon. What is the status of its population nowadays?
Yeah, so Javan gibbon, unfortunately, now it's becoming endangered because the population is decreasing. Well, we don't have the updated data about the population itself, but we still rely on the latest data in 2004, where the latest population estimation is about 2,000 to 4,000
That's
individuals.
almost 20 years ago.
Yes. And then I believe that the number might be decreasing for now. However, our place in Gunung Halimun Salak National Park is known as like the one of the remaining habitat for the big population of the Javan Gibbon. It contains about 900 to 1,100 individuals.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So is it only now located there in? This is in Java only for these?
For this
guys?
species, for this Javan Gibbon. So Javan Gibbon is really special. Well, they inhabit this most populated island, you know,
Right.
Java, but they don't distribute it along with all of the remaining forests in Java. So they have limited distribution from the western part of the Java in the Taman Nasional Ujung Kulon National Park, to the several conservation area in the West Java, to the several park area in the Dieng Mountain in Central Java. Yeah. So you cannot find them in the East Java.
Right. So more on this the species. What distinguishes them, the Javan gibbons, with other gibbons, like in terms of behavior and maybe ecology too?
I see. So for the gibbons, do you know there's 20 species of the gibbons?
Oh, wow. No, I didn't.
No.
Yes, there are still 20 species of the gibbons in the world, especially in Asia. They are distributed in 11 countries, from South Asia, East Asia, from China to Southeast Asia. In Indonesia, we have 9 species.
We have 9 species.
We have 9 species in Indonesia. 4 in Kalimantan, 4 in Sumatra, but there's only one that living in this island, which is the Javan gibbon. And all of the gibbon species actually share the similar characteristic, like they are living in the forest canopy, so they are really rarely walking on the ground. And they produce a loud and long calls, so like this, like whoop, 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 whoop.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the call of the female of the Javan
Rangga,
gibbon.
let's try it.
Yeah.
Rangga.
Aww.
Rangga does it better. Okay, you can hire him.
Was that calling for females?
Yes, true.
I wonder.
Yeah.
The mother.
Yeah, so that's really interesting. That's the interesting thing about the Javan gibbon that distinguishes them from the other species. So there's only Javan gibbon and one gibbon species from Mentawai that called closey gibbon, who doesn't produce the duet call between female and male. So the female and male calling separately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can use that sound when you are trapped in the middle of a forest.
Right.
Okay.
They're gonna come, yeah?
Yeah.
They're gonna come to accompany you. Okay, getting through the forest.
Good to know.
Instead of kuntilanak or other supernatural supernatural beings. So, okay, so talking about the loss of the habitat of Javan gibbon, what is the impact to the ecosystem? Let alone Java is the most dense populated islands in Indonesia.
Yes, yeah. As you know, about like 60% of the Indonesian population are living in this island, and it causing like the remaining natural forests only maybe 10% for now, and not all of them are becoming the habitat for the Javan gibbons. So the habitat loss has been really big issue for the existence of the Javan gibbon, because it caused the Javan gibbon are living in a smaller population in patchy habitats. So they are only can be found in 30 fragmented habitats along West Java to Central Java. And the smaller population itself can cause a bigger risk for their survival, like it can reduce the gene flow. It can get like the disturbance in the inbreeding depression, and also disease outbreaks. And without the connectivity of the forest, so the gibbons can lead to the extinction.
So meaning they need trees.
They need trees.
Simple terms probably
True,
that.
true. Yes, they need trees.
Wow, okay, because you said earlier they don't really walk on the grounds.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, really, really interesting.
Yes.
So now what kind of the threat of that they're facing, the Javan gibbons here, because maybe poachers, illegal, and all those guys coming in. How are they making sure that they are still protected or they are still safe?
Yeah, we're lucky that some of the habitat of the Javan gibbon are located in the protected area. So it means there's some effort to protect this species. However, the gibbons not living only in the protected forests, but also in the unprotected ones. That actually can give them a lot of threats, like the poaching and illegal threat to keep them as pets.
Yes,
So usually the hunters will aim for the baby of the Javan gibbon that's still clinging on the mother's belly.
Oh no.
And it means to get the baby, you should shoot the mother first.
The mother.
Yeah, it means you will lose another lives on
It's
it.
actually an interesting fact, because as near as Gunung Salak or the Salak Mountain, which is located in Bogor, we can actually see directly the Javan Gibbon because they are also there, right?
True.
So during your observations at the Mount Salak, how many days did you manage to stay there? What did you find? And what kind of new discovery that you find back then?
Yeah, so I'm so lucky to have. I'm so lucky to have a really dedicated team that working with me. So they are coming from the local community members that put their 100% of the effort, energy, and time to protect the species, along with the rangers from the Gunung Halimun Salak National Park. So my job is kind of like abstract because even until today, my mother still don't understand what I'm doing.
I'm playing with Javan Gibbon.
Yes, yeah, I should say that to my mother.
Guys,
then, So basically, I come to the forest in the early morning, like about 5 or 5:30, accompanied by our team, usually 3 or 4 local assistants, and we are following the Javan Gibbon's behavior throughout their active time. So it can be around 3 p.m. if we're lucky, but if not, it could be like until 5:30.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so it's a long day.
Have they got like predators eyeing them? And what are they?
They have the big predators in our work site, like from the leopard. Leopard. And one of the species that we have seen that try to capture the baby of the Javan Gibbon is the eagle.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Wow. What about human poaching?
Human poaching, not in our place, so it's quite stable, it's quite protected, so there's no threats from the human poachers.
Okay.
That's good to know because you're in that protected area.
Yeah, so lucky for that.
All right, well, guys, we are still going to talk about, this is very interesting stuff, talking about these species. They are endangered at the moment, so hopefully we're going to have more information for you guys. So stay tuned, we still have Rahayu Oktaviani and the hard work of Javan Gibbon Conservation. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.